Hello friends, this is third video in the series Open Economy Macroeconomics. This video will talk about two important topics. One, the difference between nominal exchange rate and real exchange rate, and then we talk about most important theory called purchasing power parity theory. Let's understand the nominal exchange rate first. When I say $1 is equal to 80 rupees, this is nothing but a nominal exchange rate. What does it mean? It simply means that if an Indian wants to buy $1, Indian has to pay 80 rupees to buy $1. On the other side, American by paying $1 will be able to buy 80 Indian rupees. So nominal exchange rate is nothing but a rate at which one currency can be exchanged for the other currency. On the other side, when you say real exchange rate is in terms of value of goods and services across two countries. So typically the real exchange rate is a rate at which a person can trade goods and services of one country for the goods and services of other country, because every country has a different price for same or similar kind of product. So that price difference along with the nominal exchange rate is affecting what you call a real exchange rate. So the formula for real exchange rate is nominal exchange rate multiplied by domestic price divided by foreign price. It means real exchange rate depends on nominal exchange rate and price of the product in two different countries. This real exchange rate is the key determinants of how much country will be able to export and import, because every time when you export a goods, you need to consider what is the prevailing price in the global market. So let's understand this with the help of an example. Suppose nominal exchange rate between India and US is $1 is equal to 80 rupees. Now this can be treated as 1 rupee is equal to $0.0125. What does it mean? How do you calculate this number? $1 is equal to 80 rupees. It means 1 rupee is equal to 1 by $80. So 1 by 80 comes to 0.0125. This becomes a nominal exchange rate for India. Let's take an example of a product. Now product X is sold at 200 rupees in Indian market, whereas in US market it is sold at $5. Now given this nominal exchange rate of 0.0125, domestic price 200 rupees and foreign price $5, if you calculate real exchange rate is calculated as 0.0125 multiplied by 200 divided by 5, which comes to 0.50. What does it mean? It means prices in the local market are half the price in the foreign market. Let's understand things in a better way. Suppose price of the product in US market is $5. Now $1 is equal to 80 rupees. So in terms of rupees, price of the product in US market is 5 into 80, 400 rupees, whereas in the local market price is 200. So local prices are half than the international prices. So this is 0.5 is nothing but a real exchange rate, and this real exchange rate is the key indicator which decide how much country will be able to export and import. Now continuing with this example, price of the product in local market is 200, whereas in foreign market is $5, which is nothing but equivalent to 400 rupees. What does it mean? A seller or the producer selling the product in the local market will get 200, but when he sells the same product in international market, he get 400 rupees, in amount equivalent to 400 rupees, because he get $5 into 80 is equal to 400. What does it mean? It means producers are getting higher price in the foreign market, so export will go up. And for an American, if they are buying the product from the local market, it costs them $5, but when they are buying it from international market or say Indian market, they have to pay dollar equivalent to 200 rupees, which is nothing but $2.5. Okay, so for American, Indian products are costing less, so Americans will import more, Indians will export more. That is the concept of real exchange rate. The real exchange rate is the key determinant of export and import for a country. Clear? Now let's understand one more theory. That theory is called purchasing power parity theory. Now, what is the purchasing power parity theory? What does it indicate? So, purchasing power parity theory is the most widely discussed theory in macroeconomics when it comes to open economy economics. This is most important concept also. Purchasing power parity theory states that a unit or any given currency should be able to buy same quantity of goods in all the countries. It means value of goods should be same across the global market. This theory is based on say law of one price. It means good must be sell for the same price at all location irrespective of the currencies. So continuing with the same example which you have discussed in case of a real exchange rate, if the price of the product in local market is 200 and in US market it is $2.5, what does it mean? $2.5 into 80 rupees comes to 200 rupees. It means if the product is sold at 200 rupees in India, its global price ideally in the long run is supposed to be $2.5. Otherwise, there will be an opportunity for a profit through arbitrage. So people will buy at a local lower price in the one market and sell at higher price in the other market. In our case, people will buy the product from 200 rupees from Indian market and sell at $5 in the international market. So in long term, what happens? In long term, the price of the product get equated in both the markets, because in Indian market, since there are people who are buying because product is available at a lower rate, the demand in the Indian market will move up, which will result into higher price, increasing price. On the other side, people are selling the product in the global market, in US market, so supply in the US market will move up, which results into lowering of the price. So according to purchasing power parity theory, long run the value of the price of the commodity should be same across different markets. Okay, that's what purchasing power parity theory means. If there are difference in the prices, there are chance of arbitrage. It means people will buy from one market and sell in the other market, and this arbitrage in the long run will result into equal prices across countries. So over a period of time, the price of the product in Indian market and price of the product in international market, that is US market, will be equal. So price in India in this case will move up from 200 on the upper side, and price in the US market will move down from $5 to lower side. At some point of time, the price will get equal number. That is what purchasing power parity theory said. Now what does this purchasing power parity theory implications are? The major implications are the nominal exchange rate between currencies of two countries depends on the price level in those countries. It means the foreign exchange rate, the nominal exchange rate, rupee dollar rate will depend on what are the price level across two countries. So price levels are affected by nominal exchange rate is affected by the price level. Nominal exchange rate changes when price level changes. So when price in either Indian market or global market moves ups and down, the nominal exchange rate changes, and it has one most important implications. Now when central bank of a country is printing larger quantity of money, what does it mean? When government prints larger quantity of money, the price level in the local market moves up. When the price level in the local market moves up, what does it mean? The product become costlier, and it has direct implications on the real exchange rate. So when price of the product moves up, value of currency goes down. So when RBI is printing excess money, RBI has to be ready. It's like a trade-off. When you print excess money, local market goes up. When price of the local market goes up, price of the currency moves down. Value of your currency goes down, both in terms of local prices and also in terms of foreign prices. So your nominal exchange rate will decline, your currency will depreciate when central bank prints excess money. This is a major implication. So government and RBI, central bank, has to keep in mind this factor while creating excess money or printing more money or increasing the money supply. Let's take the limitations. Now, what are the major limitation of this theory? The two major limitation most widely discussed. Number one is many goods are not easily traded. So though price of product in one market is lower than in the international market, but then it's supposed to, as per the theory, it's supposed to result into arbitrage. That is, people buying from a market with a lower price and selling the product in a market with a higher price. But goods are not easily traded, either because of the transportation cost, or maybe because of government regulations, or maybe because of the type of product that we have. So if goods are not easily traded across the border, this theory may not work and price differential will continue, arbitrage will not be possible. And second, traded goods are not perfectly substitute when they are provided in different countries. So in this case, when we say product price of the product in Indian market is 200, whereas in US market is $5. Now, but this difference in price may get wiped out because of arbitrage, but it may not happen because the quality of the product in both the markets may not be same. So there are difference in the qualities because of which price differential may prevail and arbitrage may not happen to that extent. So these two are the major limitation of purchasing power parity theory. So friends, what we did in last 3 videos, we have covered various topics. We have, just to re-emphasize, what we have covered was, we have covered flow of goods, that is export and import, factor influencing flow of goods, flow of money, a factor influencing flow of money. We have talked about real exchange rate, we will talk about nominal exchange rate, and we also spoke about international identity, saving investment, and net capital outflow. Now, in order to make sure that you have understood the concept, there are free requirement. Requirement number 1, you need to read this topic from the textbook that is available to you. PPT has already been forwarded, and just to check your progress, you are required to submit an assessment. And this assessment consists of 3 questions listed here in the slide. Question number 1, explain the factor influencing international flow of goods and services with suitable example. So you need to talk about what is flow of goods and services and what are the factors that are influencing these flow of goods and services. Second, explain the factor influencing international flow of capital with an example. You are supposed to give some example indicating each of the factors that are influencing, and then you need to explain the purchasing power parity theory with an example. Along with this, I'll be happy if you can add one more topic. What is the difference between nominal exchange rate and real exchange rate? If you do this, I'll be happy. Thank you. Thanks a lot, and hope these videos are useful to you. Feel free to contact me on this number for any topic that you are having any doubt. Thank you. Thanks a lot.